Hello everyone, it's Aaron again, and I just wanted to quickly talk about the new Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, I believe. I want to make sure, Pope Leo the 14th. I'm very excited for Rome. I think this was a pretty decent move. I can kind of see this coming. I was kind of hoping for Cardinal Peter, I believe Tuxin, the African cardinal, to be elected because he's a lot more conservative on things. But I understand how we ended up with who we got. Because Rome is kind of in a weird position where there are a lot more cardinals and like archbishops and stuff like that are starting to lean more left or more theologically, maybe a little bit more liberal on things, and there are some that are starting to lean more conservative. So you're really with those. If someone's more conservative, they're only going to get that side of the vote, and they're more liberal, they'll only get that side. But if you have a kind of via media candidate, I think they're going to do a lot better, and that's exactly what we got. I'm also kind of excited because his name is Robert Prevost. That's the, his, I don't say like normal name, his birth given name, and then, Pope Leo the 14th. He's actually from Chicago, which I thought was pretty hype because I'm, right outside Chicago. So I'm like, oh, I'm all over that. I'm like excited about that. I'm like, ooh, American Pope, let's go. But, I think, that's fine. I just think it's a cool little tidbit. He also served in Peru for quite a while, so I know South America claims him. So from a pope from the Americas, pretty cool again. Not as many of those as from other places. And some of his issues I wanted to quickly talk about, some of the things he talks about. Like, I really like his take on the LGBTQ issue. Talking about in a lot of Western media and schools and stuff like that, talking about LGBTQ theory and LGBTQ like learning in the classroom, and he's very much against that, and he talks about how they're kind of creating genders that don't really exist, which is true, right? It's true. So I totally agree with him on that. He's also been, like Francis, a lot more pro-immigration, and I don't really have a stance on that. I just don't really have a political stance on that. I'm 19 years old, right? So I don't have a lot of stuff to go off of, and I'm not really all that interested in politics, really. Maybe I should be more, but I'm just personally not. So I don't know if this is true, but I just want to comment on this. He is obviously against women's ordination. No women priests, bishops, or anything like that, which, good. Okay, I agree with that. He did appoint, I believe he appointed some women to a, committee to help recommend people to become bishops, like certain priests to become bishops. I believe so, but I don't think that's that bad. I don't have a personal problem with that. So yeah, but I'm not sure if that's fully true from what my sources say. Yeah, which has been like news articles, but I don't fully know that either. I've been trying to find more about that, and I've not really seen all that much. He also seems to be very pro helping the poor, stuff like that. Like he's an Augustinian monk, which is, they do talk a lot about that, or Augustinian, from Augustinian like the priesthood or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact wording of it. So a lot of work on social justice, helping the poor, healing the sick, feeding the hungry, stuff like that, which I think is really good because that's really how we should be working in the world through Christ. Not just our actions in our faith, right? Not just having a faith that doesn't produce works, because as St. James says, faith without works is dead. And even though I'm a Lutheran, we can affirm that. We can say that because even though we say works don't save us, on Judgment Day, we're not judged on that. We're judged on the faith, but our faith should our faith should produce works in us. So, if you don't do any works, sorry, bud, you're damned to hell. You know what I mean? We can say that as Lutherans. We don't have to say this very evangelical view of faith and works. No, works don't matter. It's just your faith in God. No, your work should be an offspurt of that. But so I think that's really good, kind of following in Francis's footsteps with that. So I'm very excited to see more about that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a quick video talking about this stuff. I'm not going in depth. It's just a 5-minute video of me kind of talking about stuff and some of the quick views. You can read this in a news article, but I wanted to make a video about it because I thought it was interesting. But yeah, so I am very excited. Even as a Lutheran, I'm probably the most pro-Catholic Lutheran you see. I do have disagreements with Rome on theological issues. Sorry. Not passing over those issues, but I certainly, I'm okay with a pope. I don't think I don't think a pope is wrong or the Antichrist or some evangelical conspiracy theories will tell you. I'm very pro-Rome. Most of my family is Roman Catholic. So I'm not against Pope at all. I think the Pope's sick. I love the Pope. Maybe we'll get a nice photo of him somewhere in my room for the videos, right above maybe. I don't know, maybe right below my icon of Christ. We can have a little picture of the Pope on there. But yeah, so I just want to make this quick video talking about that. I hope you have a good rest of your day, week, month, year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.